My name is Ron Mann. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I got PTSD. I never really ever experienced after life after Vietnam, be able to exist without the thought of suicide all the time. You know what I mean? So the only way that I could deal with it, rather than to drink all the time, which I did that for a while too. But so my PTSD was so bad. I seen psychiatrists when I worked at General Motors and stuff, and then just went everywhere. And they'd always ask me, say, "What do you see?" When they'd show me an ink blot like that. Well, that started me out because I was suicidal badly all the time. So I picked up a painting and started painting. My dead wife, she would pass away. And there was some paint laying around, and I grabbed that paint and started painting that paint. And this is what, so as many suicide things as I go through all the time, each one of them becomes a painting. So the paintings, in essence, is my therapy for me, rather than take the pills and rather do things that I don't want to do or feel bad about all the time. So these are some more, so that was the ink blot right there. The beginning, it come right off there, but it actually was the very first painting that I ever painted was that one right there. That's called Heaven and Hell. I painted that and I threw it under the couch. The next time I got suicidal, I painted the one right to the right of it, right there. That was Guardian Angel. So I painted Guardian Angel, Heaven and Hell, and then as I felt different, when more I painted, the more different I felt about life a little bit. So I was using this for my rush to keep me from going and doing things that I shouldn't be doing, screaming and yelling at people and couldn't get along with, still don't leave my house. And it took me years. I paid child support for all them years too, and then they finally they said that you have PTSD. Well, I was told that way back, but they never did anything for me. Except for make me run around from psychiatrist to psychiatrist and hospital to hospital. But if I'd have had this here therapy, some kind of art therapy when I would come out, maybe it would have helped me a little bit then, but at least I've made it to this point. So I'm going to show you what therapy does for me, and these are what the parts that come out of me and on my walls. So this is my art therapy. And I don't want to talk too long about it because I know it's hard to talk about art unless you got an audience. But my audience is everybody. And anybody that feels like they have to kill themselves, if art stops you from having that emotion, then I would say art would be the right way for some people to go. That's the way I went. So these pieces of art here, I've had them and borrowed them, loaned them, and so I got a friend of mine, Jerry, and he is going to be taking them somewhere. I don't know where is it. That one right there belongs to the Vietnam Veterans Art Museum in Chicago. That one right there is called Dig 'Em Up, and that's in reference to when he was in Vietnam. You know, it's like all about Vietnam until after I got here in the Michigan more. And then this one here is called Why Me? I mean, but I can't claim it, but I can say it. You know what I mean? Why me? That was just the feeling I had for that moment. You know what I mean? And it's lasted me forever. That moment's lasted me forever. This one here is together we'll stand, divided we'll fall. The one to the right of it is the death of Ho Chi Minh. When he died, the people cried and wailed, Ho was dead. You know what I mean? I had to have respect for the guy. He did his job. Then the one on the left is the gathering of the dog tags. Gathering of the dog tags, and the top one up there is Ace of Spades and Purple Heart. So, and this one over here is it's the Vietnamese Why Me. It's all over, I call it. It's all over. He had his head stuck between his legs and lost every respect he had for himself and everybody around him because he ended up in a battle that lasted too long. Now I'm going to take a real quick slide up these steps. How many minutes I got left?
None.
None? I'm going to take you up the steps for 1 minute here and show you how much is more in my mind, and it still keeps coming out every day. So I got it. Jerry will have to bear with us just 1 minute longer. This is another room of my house. These are all paintings in this room here. These are all paintings about America, our America now, Vietnam, the North and the South. That one there is called Landmines Forever. Landmines Forever. And I do all this here because it satisfies me and helps me with my therapy. And if I didn't have this to do, I'd probably kill myself. For sure. Because I would lose sight of where I'm going. And I'm going nowhere but where it takes me in the art world. So, hey, I appreciate it. Take care. Name is Ron Mann. Vietnam veteran.